Hey everybody. Well, I did it again. So you guys remember that RV that I have that I paid $100 for? Got a couple videos on my YouTube channel. I've been thinking about selling that thing. And I've been kind of keeping my eye open for something I could use to replace it with. And I was kind of looking at vans, and I was thinking about trying to figure something out. And well, I came across a deal that I really couldn't turn down. And I'm here right now, and I just bought something I probably don't need. And of course, it's something that needs work, because I never buy anything that runs good. I buy junk. So let me show you what the junk is that I bought and why I bought it. Okay, you ready? All right, let's take a look. So here's what I bought. I bought a 2004 Freightliner / Dodge / Mercedes, whatever you want to call it, Sprinter. Huge van, gigantic. It's actually the extended version, 148 wheelbase or whatever it is. I don't know. It's a little rough, not too bad. You can see, we'll walk around here real quick. Got a little bit of rust showing here and there. Not terrible. Need some new back tires. Exhaust pipes flopping around. But she's a peach. She was a pretty good deal. I really couldn't turn her down. Now let's take a look inside, and I'll show you something. So this is the inside of it. It beeps every time you open the door because it thinks the key's in ignition. Actually, I think the key is in ignition now. No, it's not, actually. Oh, key's up here. Okay. So anyhow, there's the inside. It's still decent inside. You know, it's not torn up too bad. Seats aren't even ripped or nothing. Looks pretty good. It's an automatic. Here's one thing I don't like about it. See that? She's got 306,000 miles on her. And she's a Freightliner, which is kind of cool. I guess I kind of own a semi. Not really, but kind of. But anyhow, she's got a little cubby up there you can store stuff in. But anyhow, the reason I bought this van is because, like I said, been thinking about getting rid of my $100 RV because it's starting to show its age, and I'm worried it's going to give me some problems. But, oh yeah, and she is a 5-cylinder Mercedes diesel engine with 300,000 miles on it. She runs, she drives, but she's got a little bit of a problem I got to try to fix today before I can drive it home. So I got to try to fix this before I can drive it. Okay, so let me talk about it a little bit. Oh, sorry. All right, so I saw this van on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, they were asking $4,000 for it, and I started messaging them. I actually was looking at several vans. I actually found a 1990 Chevy van down in Arkansas that only has 76,000 miles on it, and it's been sitting. It's got 4 flat tires. And I was going to buy it and do a first start on it, but I messaged the people a few times, then they stopped talking to me. So I guess they're too busy to message me back. I don't know. I don't have time for that crap. So I didn't buy that, and then I was talking to these people, and I was talking to the lady, the wife, and she was telling me that it's got a little problem with something. It's got a fuel leak or something. Well then, I made her an offer of $2,000, and she said, "Yeah, I'll do that. I'll take $2,000 for it," which is half of what they were asking. And these things blue book out about $3,800. So at $2,000, I was getting a good deal. Well then, her husband called me last night because I was getting ready to come here, and he wanted to talk to me. And he also sent me a video, and it's more than just a fuel leak. So what has happened with this thing, and I will show you guys this. It's not really pretty to look at, but let's get my camera in here and I'll try to show you the best I can what you can see. It's a little bit dark. I don't have a light, but I'll zoom in here where you can see what's going on. So there's 5 cylinders here, okay? These are injectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 injectors, okay? Number 4 injector back there was leaking a little bit, and the gentleman who sold this to me, his uncle pulled that injector out to try to put a new seal in it, and when he screwed the bolt back in, he stripped the bolt out. So basically that injector is not being held in place, but it's still injecting fuel into the cylinder, and every time the piston comes up on a compression stroke, it blows fuel all over the inside of this motor. So I'm going to start it up and let it run for just a couple seconds, just a pinch, because it makes a big mess quick. So I'm going to show you what it's doing, and then we're going to talk about, I did some research last night. I think I have 2 options of what I can do to fix this thing. So we're going to try the really easy option first, and then we're going to try the harder option. Hold on a second. All right, anyhow, sorry, I got a phone call on my other phone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start this thing up and let it run for just a couple of seconds, because I don't want to make it a big mess. But there's number 1, 2, 3. Way back there is number 4. So if you see these fuel lines, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one here, look right in there, and you'll see the problem that I'm talking about. I'm going to start this thing up real quick and just let it run for a couple seconds, because it makes a big mess quick. All right, so hold on. I'll be back. See what it's doing? Let me get you guys in here. See that? Spraying diesel fuel everywhere, which is dangerous as heck. All right, I'm going to shut it off. All right, let's turn this around a second, and we're going to zoom back out. Okay, I got to keep my phone in the shade because it's almost 100 degrees today, and if I get my phone out in the sun, it's going to overheat and stop on me. So I've got it right up against the vehicle, because the hood is providing me with just a little bit of shade. Fortunately, this truck is facing east, so the sun's behind me. So anyhow. So I did some research last night, and I come up with 2 solutions to fix this problem. The first solution is very simple and easy, but I don't know how well it's going to work. So the first solution I have is to unplug that injector, and hopefully when I unplug it, it'll stop spraying fuel into the cylinder and stop spraying fuel all over the place. So that's the first thing I'm going to try. We'll try that here in a minute. But if I do that, then I'm running it's a 5-cylinder diesel engine. I'm running on 4 cylinders. And I don't know, this engine only has like 130 horsepower, 140 horsepower from the factory. It's got 300,000 miles on it. So I'm pretty sure unplugging 1 cylinder from this thing is going to make it run like an absolute dog, and it may not even get out of its own way. I don't know. So I can try that just to see if I can stop the fuel from spraying. Now the gentleman that I bought the vehicle from, he said last night he tried to pull the bolt that's holding the injector out. He tried to pull it out and he couldn't get it to come out. Well, I have to get it out, because the second thing I want to do is that I was doing some research last night. The bolt that's holding them injectors in is a 6M metric screw. So it's 6 millimeter by 1 millimeter thread pitch, and it's about 3 3/8 of an inch long. So I did some research last night, and I found out that an American US bolt that's a 1/4-20 is just a smidge bigger than that 6 millimeter bolt. So my other solution, if it works, is to try to pull that injector out, get in there and drop a 1/4-20 tap down in the hole, and tap those threads 1/4-20, and then put it all back together with a 1/4-20 bolt, which I went and bought 3.5 inch long 1/4-20 grade 8 bolts. I probably don't need a grade 8 bolt, because the torque spec on this thing is like 7 Newton meters, which multiplies or maths out to be like 5 foot-pounds. So literally I could take a wrench and a hand wrench and tighten this thing down tight enough to get it to hold. All I'm looking to do is to get that injector tight enough that it doesn't leak. If I can do that, then I can drive it home on 5 cylinders. If I can't, then I'm going to be forced to try to make it home on 4 cylinders. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the plug on the injector, because they're electronic injectors. I'm going to pull the wire off of that, and I'm going to see if I start it up, if it stops spraying fuel everywhere. I'm hoping it will. I think it will, because the injector, if you unplug it, it shouldn't work anymore after that. So it should just be dead. So hopefully that's the case. If that works, then I'm going to go ahead and try plan B. And if I can get plan B to work, then I'll plug it back in. If I can't, then I'm going to have to drive it home on 4 cylinders. So it might be a long drive home today. We'll see. But anyhow, let's get started. So let's do this. Like I said, the first thing is very, very simple. So let me back the camera back around here. And we'll put it down here. And these injectors, you can see them. All 5 of them right there, you can see them. Every one of them have got a plug. Let me see, which one's a good one to show you? Well, let me move you guys over this way just a little bit so you can see a little better what I'm talking about. All right, so each one of these has got an electrical plug on top. See that right there? Here's my plug. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to unplug number 4. And then I'm going to start the thing back up again, and you guys tell me if it stops leaking fuel. If it does, then at least we're not going to have a raging inferno driving down the road. If it doesn't, well, then I'm forced to make plan B work. I'm pretty sure it's going to stop, but let's see if it does. I don't know. So I'm going to reach back here, and I'm going to push down on the clamp that's holding it in place, the little lock, and I'm going to unplug. See that? I unplugged that injector. There's the plug right there. You can see it hanging up in the air. Wait a minute, maybe you can't see it. UPS guy.
What is that front, sir?
Yeah, take it to the house. Thank you. All right, UPS guy's making a delivery. So I don't know how well you can see that. Man, I'm trying to get it. There you go. There's the electrical plug. Let me move my camera down just a smidge. So there's the electrical plug. Right here is the electrical plug I unplugged. This is the injector that we need to keep an eye on. It's probably going to spray a little bit of fuel to start with when I start it, but it should drop down to almost nothing very quickly, because it's not putting fuel into the cylinder, so it's not going to push fuel out. So I hope that's going to work. Let's try that first and see what happens. And if you noticed when I first started it, it was running like crap. It was missing. Well, that's because that injector number 5, the bolt strip, so all the compression is pushing past the injector. So basically that cylinder is not working anyhow. So no matter what, until I fix it, that cylinder is not going to work. All right, let's try it and see. Here we go. Fire in the hole. And you can actually still see, all right, let me back it off. You can still see compression coming out of there, but the fuel's not spraying everywhere. So that did work. Okay, so plan A is a success. All right, so plan A is a success. We've been able to get that cylinder to stop spraying fuel everywhere. So that's a positive. But it's running on 5 cylinders. And I don't know if running a Mercedes 5-cylinder diesel on it's running on 4 cylinders. I don't know if running a Mercedes 5-cylinder diesel on 4 cylinders is bad for it. I don't know if it's going to hurt it. I'm sure it's not going to help it. But, so now my next step is to try to get that injector out, get the bolt out, and then cut new threads with an American tap and try to put an American bolt in there to hold it in place. So let's do that next, okay? All right, let's go back over here where we were. Again, I know this isn't the greatest. I wish I had like a drop light I could put in here, but unfortunately I didn't bring one. All right, let's shut it off. You can tell it's not spray and fuel everywhere. That's fixed. All right, so that problem, the fuel spraying everywhere problem, is eliminated. However, I now have a 4-cylinder diesel instead of a 5-cylinder diesel, which is definitely not a good thing. All right, so I need to go and get some tools and get set up and try to get that injector out, try to get a tap down in there. I may have to go buy a drill bit. From what I've read online, a quarter 20 or a 1/4-inch bolt takes a number 7 bit, and I don't have one. I didn't bring any bits with me. I did bring a drill, and I'm not sure if I can even get it in there, but I did bring some a drill with me, but I'll have to go get a number 7 drill bit if I need to. But with that bolt stripped out, I'm hoping that I can just tap it and it's good. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'll be right back. I got to go with some tools. I'll be back. Hold on. Okay. So this injector hold down screw is a T40. So if you're working on these, you need a T40 Torx socket. So I got to try to get this out. He said last night that he could get it to come loose, but he couldn't get it to pull all the way out. It was like stuck in the head or something. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. It's very loose. I don't even need a ratchet to get it to turn. So basically, I have to try. Let me see. Right, I got it loose. So let me try to get a pair of vice grips on it. See if I can grab it and get it to pull out. He said he couldn't get it last night. I don't know how much of a problem this is going to be. There we go. Come on. It'll come up almost all the way out and then it stops. I'm not sure why that is, but that's what it's doing. All right, I'm going to try to pry up on it with these vice grips and turn it at the same time to see if it'll maybe screw its way out of there. I don't know. It's just hanging up. Wow. This is silly. It's almost all the way out, but it won't come the rest of the way, and I don't know why. All right, let me try this. Get my ratchet and put on it. Maybe it'll be easier for me. So basically, I just got the vice grips, and I got the bolt here, and I'm prying up on the vice grips like that to put pressure on the bolt to get it to come out. So if you run into this problem, you could probably do the same thing if this works. And it's working. I believe it's working. It looks like it's working. Yeah, it's working. There we go. All right. So I got it to come out. And, well, you can see why it didn't want to come out. Oh, wow. Oh, this is not good. Huh. You guys seeing what I see? See that? That's a helicoil. So somebody has already tapped this thing and threaded it. And now the helicoil has pulled out of the head because it didn't install it right. Phew, yeah. I am in big trouble here. This is not going to work. I can tell you that pretty much right now. All right, I'm gonna go get my 3/8 inch or 1/4 inch by 3.5 inch long bolts, and we're gonna drop it down that hole. I'm pretty sure it's gonna drop all the way to the bottom. It's not even gonna do anything. So I'll be right back. Hold on. So basically, what's happened here is, where's it at? What'd I do with it? Darn it. Well, I'll be danged. It was right here. How's it going? Okay, guys, sorry. One of the relatives came out and was talking to me. So let me show you again what's happened here. So these, Mercedes is a freaking top of the line company. They make luxury cars that are nice. Now, why they did this, I have no clue. But in their infinite wisdom and their cheapness, they decided to put this aluminum head on a cast iron block, and then rather than putting inserts in the head for these injector bolts to screw in, they just screwed them straight into the aluminum. Well, over time, you change injectors out enough and they strip. So when they strip, you drill the hole out, you tap it for oversize, and you put what's called a helicoil in it. This is a helicoil. See that? That's what a helicoil is. So basically this renews the threads, puts the threads back in the hole. Okay, guys, as I was afraid, my phone overheated and shut off, so I had to let it cool down, so now I'm back again. Okay, so let's talk about this some more. So, since it has, as I explained to you guys before my phone quit, you've got a bolt that bolts into aluminum head, which is stupid. But when that strips out, you install a helicoil, which they already did, and now that's stripped out. So now you've got a really big hole in the head that's not the size of the bolt, it's that size. But I do have these 1/4 inch 20 bolts, and I'm wondering if I can stick that in there and there's enough meat for it to just kind of make somewhat threads and hold the injector tight enough to get it to stop leaking. I don't know. But this bolt's a little bit too long. Luckily I bought a pack of washers, so I just measured it out. You can see with the washers on top, they're both about the same length. So I'm going to attempt to thread this straight into the head. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm going to attempt to. So we're going to drop it down on top of this injector. Got to get that hold down to go in place wherever it goes. And then that bolt, and now I got to go grab a socket. Hold on. Okay, sorry guys. Somebody decided to start mowing the lawn right next to me, so of course I had to shut it off because you wouldn't be able to hear me. All right, so I've got a 1/4 inch drive socket and a 7/16, a 1/4 inch drive ratchet. Well, it's a socket too, but 7/16. So I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to attempt to screw this bolt without doing anything with the tap. I'm going to attempt to try to screw it into this aluminum enough that I can get it to grab the hold down, the injector hold down, and tighten up enough to stop the injector from leaking. I don't know if I can do it or not. It's screwing in. I can feel it screwing in, and it's actually pretty tight. It's not super tight, but it's pretty tight. Okay, it looks like I'm down. Oh wow, that feels really good right there. And like I said, you only need 5 foot-pounds of torque. Dang it. Hold on, the mower's back, hold on. Okay, me and Mr. Mower Guy came to understanding, so he's gonna give me a little bit of time here to try to finish this video. Okay, so as I was saying, as I'm tightening this down, I'm all the way up against the hold down for the injector, and it's actually nice and snug. Of course, I'm not torquing it with the torque wrench, so I have no idea how snug it is, and I'm having a hard time getting the socket to stay on there now. Damn it. All right, that's about as far as I can get it to tighten down. And it actually tightened down very well. So, let's see if I pulled off a miracle and sealed this thing up. All right, you guys ready? I'm not ready. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Let's give it a shot. All right, let me start it up and see what happens. Nope, it's still leaking. But it's not leaking as bad. So I'm wondering if it does have a copper washer underneath of it. And I'm wondering if maybe because it's been leaking it damaged that washer. So maybe I should pull the ejector out and look at that washer. I hate to unscrew the screw I just screwed in there, but at this point I don't really have a choice. And now I gotta try to get my socket back on it. There we go. You guys still with me? Yeah, okay. I want to make sure. I'm not very good at, well, in the past I haven't been very good at making sure everybody can see what I'm doing and see what's going on and all that. So, trying to get better at it. All right. Now I got to get the hold down out of there. That bolt actually went in very nicely. And it felt good. It just, I don't think it was just quite, it was either not quite enough or that seal is bad. And I think there might be another seal inside the cab of this truck. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know what it looks like. I've never seen one, but there's a bag in there with a copper washer in it. So I'm assuming it's probably a spare, but I don't know. It is or it isn't. I don't know. Come on. I'm trying to get this hold down. There we go. All right, got the hold down out. Now I got to take the fuel line loose, the injector line. Let me do that. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm hoping it's either a 12 or a 13. Not a 12. Nope, not a 13. Okay, well, let me go back and try another one. All right, I got a 14. There we go. Now this is, I don't know how much fuel's going to spray because this is a high pressure system, so I got to be careful. So far none sprayed. That's good. I'm okay with that. I got a feeling whenever you shut the vehicle off it bleeds pressure back because the line is loose and nothing's coming out. And that injector's flopping around in there, so it should come off pretty easily once I get this. Oh yeah, it comes right out. Okay. I thought it would because it's It's been out once before. All right, let me get right back with you guys. Hold on. All right, I had to get a pair of needle nose pliers because there's a fuel line, a little return line that connects to the top of this, and I got to pull a little clip off. Got a little clip. See that? There's a little clip that holds that fuel return line on. Then I can pull that off. When I got to pull the electrical connector off too. I forgot about that. Or almost forgot about it. Didn't actually forget about it. I almost did. All right. Now this is the, oh boy. That's the injector. There's no washer on it. That means the washer's down inside the cylinder. Crap. I'm not sure if I can get down there and get that out or not. All right, I'm gonna, so my phone doesn't overheat, I'm gonna shut it off for now until I figure this out. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. So, I got the injector out, and I can't see down inside the injector board to see if there's a washer. And this is the washer I found in the vehicle in a little plastic bag. And I don't know if any of you guys that are Sprinter guys recognize that. It's got a little fingers on the inside there. It's not a round hole. And it's concave or convex, however you want to look at it. So I'm pretty sure that's the injector washer. And it fits on there just like that very, very well. So I'm pretty sure that is the correct washer for the application. So that's a new seal. Okay, so I went back to Menards because I can't see in the hole. So I had to buy something to get the old washer out. So I couldn't, I was trying to find a small set of picks, but I ended up buying this gigantic set, which was like 15 bucks, but it's got a whole bunch of picks in there, so I'm sure one of these will work. So I got that, and then I found this really cool tool here. It's a magnetic pickup tool, but it's got mirrors and it's also lighted. So let me show you this. So you take it out and trying to find a place to put it. So you attach the mirror to the light or to the magnet, and then you can turn it on and see that it lights up so you can see down in a hole you're trying to see. So now I'm going to look down in here, and I have to tell you guys it's really hot today, so if my camera dies on me because of the heat, I'll have to wait for it to cool off and then make it another video. So I'm going to look down in here and try to see if I can see, man, I can't, let's see, where do I got to look to see that? There we go. Trying to look down in the injector hole. Wow. Yeah, it looks like there's a washer there. I think. Man, it's like way, way, way down in there. Looks like there's a washer down in there, so I got to get that out. And I also see a flat washer that I dropped when I took the other washers out, or when I took the hold down bolt out. So now I got to get my picks out and try to get down inside this injector hole. And you know, the injector's that long, and the hold down clamp's right here, so I got to go this far down that hole to get that washer out of there. So hopefully one of these picks is going to be long enough that I can do that. I don't know. We will see. I hope so. Let's see. I'm going to try this one first. It's very long and it's got a little hook on it. So let me try. Man, this is going to be tough because I don't have 3 hands. And I can't. Well, I can get down to the bottom of the hole, but I can't. I'm not grabbing anything. That one's not going to work. Okay, there's a smaller one. Let's try it. Let me see something here. I need to be able to get inside that thing. Wow. That's going to be tough. Oh, I thought I dropped something. Okay. Wow. Nope, that one ain't gonna work. All right, I got one more here. It's got a, oh, that one might work. This one here's got a small hook on it. Let me see something here. If I can get it to go, oh yeah, I can get it to go through the hole. If I can get it to go through the hole and grab the washer, I can pull it out. Not grabbing the washer for some reason. I don't know why. Dang it, come on. Nope. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. I might have got something that time. Ooh, look at that. Bingo, bango, bongo. I got it. And it is the same washer. And you know what? This washer here, oh, well, that washer there looks pretty bad. And it's flat, so it's definitely no good. And now I need to look down in there again. Okay, so that worked. That's something I need to carry in my van, in this van, so if I need to do this again, I can use that pick to get it out of there. So this pick kit will probably stay in this van. All right, so I got that out. Now I need to look and make sure there's not another washer in there. I hope there's not 2. If there's 2, that might be the problem. There's only supposed to be 1. Trying to get this thing back together so I can. I'll be danged. I don't know why this is so difficult. There we go. I think. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I may have to take it back apart again if there's another washer in there. But there should only be 1 washer. Should only be. Doesn't mean there is, but there should only be 1 washer. Okay, now I got to use my fancy little mirror light tool. It doesn't work that well. Works okay, I guess. All right, now let me see. See, I can't hold the mirror the right way, I don't think. All right, let me look down in the hole. And I don't see another washer. So I think we're good. But one thing I probably should do . Oh, thank you. Guy from inside the house gave me a drink, cold drink. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, so now I need to get something. I've got a 1/4-inch drive extension here, so I'm going to wrap a rag around it and shove it down in there. And I also I brought a little air compressor with me, just in case I would need it. I don't know if I will or not, but I brought it just in case. Trying to figure out how I can do this. And I also brought a little piece of Scotch-Brite, just in case I needed to clean up this bottom of this bore where that washer seats in the bottom of the bore, but I can't really see down in there, so I don't know if I need to clean it up or not. I have no idea. But I mean, I didn't get a whole lot out of there. All right, let me look back down and I can't really show you guys this because there's really not any room, but I mean, you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm trying to keep you guys in the shade so my phone doesn't shut off on me. Okay, let me try this again. My little light. And let me look down in there. And actually that looks very good. Very good. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, this vehicle, if you happen to notice by looking here, it has experienced the symptoms of Black Death. And now that I got a light, I can kind of show you guys this. My phone's getting hot. It's probably going to shut off, of course. So right here is the bore I'm looking at. And actually, I guess I could shine my light. There we go. Wow, look at that. Now, I don't see a washer in there. Do you guys see a washer? I don't think so. But you can see some symptoms of Black Death here. So I need to clean this thing up once I get it home. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just trying to get it running enough I can make it home. I don't see a copper washer down there. What do you guys see? You guys see a copper washer? I do not. So I think we're good. All right. And there's my bolt hole that I'm trying to screw up a thread into, or a bolt into that's not meant to fit there. Oh, there's a little ball bearing that the injector hold down rides against. I saw that when I was looking at it. I can show that to you guys. Where's the injector hold down? There it is. So you see that it's got a little ball that sits on that ball, which kind of positions it. Well, that's good. All right, now the next problem we've encountered, and I may have to make another trip somewhere, I don't know. So I had a 3.5-inch bolt, right? And it had a 7/16 head on it. And I was having a really hard time trying to get a socket on it because the bolt is right up against the injector. So when I went back to Menards, I bought the same bolt in a Allen head. But, of course, they didn't have the 3.5-inch bolt. So this bolt is 4 inches long. It's even longer than the last one. So what I did, ended up buying another package of flat washers. I got 3 of these now. So now what I'm going to do, now that I got it cleaned out, I'm going to put this injector back in here and I'm going to stack flat washers on this bolt until it takes up the space for the original bolt. And I think I got to go get the original bolt. It's in the back of the van. So I put it in there. I want to clean this. I want to clean this up a little bit. Let me pause the camera because it's going to get hot. Let me shut it off for a minute and then I'll come back. Okay, guys, hold on. All right, guys, I'm back. So I got this washer on here, and actually, if you turn this thing this way, I was afraid it was going to fall off, but it's not falling off, so it should be okay. And this thing is concave. I don't think it goes with the concave side pointing downward. I think it towards the engine. I think it goes with the concave side pointing towards the top. See, it lays flat. See how it's flat there? And the other way, it has a little bit of a dimple. And down inside the injector hole, the seat that this sits on is tapered downward. So this, I think this goes like that, and it conforms to the seat. So I'm hoping that's right. Okay, and it also came with, I found this little tiny O-ring in there, and I figured out that it was probably for the return line, but if you look, that's the one I took off the O-ring. It's green, it's a little bigger, so I'm not sure, and it wasn't leaking. So I'm going to put the green one back on there and hope it doesn't leak. If it does, I can always pop it off. But I think that's what that O-ring was for, but I don't know. I'm just going to put the old one back on. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so now that says you should put some anti-seize on this, but I don't have any anti-seize, and I'm just trying to get it home, so I'm not going to worry about it. Probably, depending on how well this engine runs down the road, I may these injectors I think are original, or at least they're. The guy told me when he bought this thing it had about 150,000 miles on it, so they may have been replaced once, but they've got another 150,000 on them, so it's probably going to need new injectors. Hold on. All right, guys, sorry. So anyhow, this is staying on there, so I'm not worried about dropping it down in there. It should go in there fine. So now I'm going to put this back in there, and I got this 4-inch bolt because I couldn't find a 3.5, and I put a bunch of washers on it, so it was basically the same length as the original bolt, as you can see, which is both good and bad because it's going to bring the bolt way up here. I just hope that the washers will clear the injector. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so let me drop this injector in there and hopefully not lose the washer. I cannot believe that. It fell off and fell down in there. Dang it. That sucks. How do you guys get this thing down in there and not lose the washer? I have no idea. And of course now I don't know where the washer is, so I don't know where I need to go to grab it. Dang it. It stayed on there just fine before, now it won't. Come on. Good grief, Charlie Brown, really? Ooh, there it is, I got it. There it is, okay. All right, now I gotta try to figure out how to get this injector to drop down in there without losing the washer. I guess I have to put it straight like that. Nope. Oh my God. Dang it. I don't know what I can use. What do you guys use to hold that on there with? Dang it. There's nothing to hold it in place. It should grab a little harder. All right, if I cock it to one side, maybe it'll stay on there. I don't know. I hope so. Okay, now I gotta be very careful about dropping it in the hole. Come on. I think I got it to go, yeah. Okay. I think it's in there. All right. And now, since I have a Allen head bolt, I got to use an Allen wrench, and of course I can't torque it because I don't have an Allen socket, and I don't know how well this extended bolt, if this bolt's too long, I'm going to have to leave again and go buy a shorter bolt somewhere else because I didn't have one at the Menards I was at. But I got to get this hold down bracket in place first. All right, that went in. Now can I get this bolt to go down in there? That's the question of the day. All right, and let's see if I can get it to put the other bolt in there and it threaded. It kind of made threads. So I'm hoping. Wow. Nope. This, dang it. Come on. Well, I don't know why. Come on. Well, this one here is a lot tighter for some reason. Wow. This is definitely not an easy fix. All right, hold on a second. I guess what I should have done, I should have got lock washers instead of flat washers, because now it seems like the flat washers are in my way. I'm going to screw it down in there without any washers on it at all. No, it's going in super tight. Why? Why is it so tight and the bolt was not? It's the same exact bolt except it's an Allen head. Wow. Okay. I got to try to get it to go in there. I think it's going in, it's just going in really tight. Which means it's making threads, so I guess that's not a bad thing. It's not really cutting them because it's not a tap. But it's weird because my 1/4 inch 20 tap just fell all the way to the bottom. So I don't know why this is going in there like this. So hard. Going in, it's screwing in. If I can get this to tighten all the way down, I think I can get this to work. It's definitely tight. But it's going down in the hole. I guess it's making its own threads. I mean, it's going into aluminum, so, you know, it's a steel bolt going into aluminum. The problem is can I get it to snug down enough, tighten down enough to stop this injector from leaking? That's the question of the day. But it's definitely going in the hole. It's going hard all the way from the top to the bottom. From what I understand, these injector hold down bolts, they only got threads like at the last, I don't know, 1/2 inch or 3/8 of an inch or something like that. That's why they strip out so easily. But this sucker here is going in hard all the way down. I mean, I can turn it. It's just not like it's a stripped bolt, you know. All right, I'm taking it back out now. I think I've gone far enough. It's kind of a pain with this Allen wrench because I don't have a socket. There, it's coming out easier than it went in. That's good. All right. Now let's take a look at it when we pull it out. Well, it's got oil on it, so it's got plenty of lubrication. I don't see any aluminum on it. I don't see any damage to the threads. The very bottom there's a little bit of damage to the threads, but nothing major. Okay, so let's try one more time to see if we can get it to go in there. Even though it's way too long. But hey, if it works, right? Doesn't matter. All right, now let's see if I can get it to start threading down in there. It should go pretty easily since I've made threads. Oh yeah, it's going in easy now. Yeah, it was just basically cutting threads. Now the question of the day is, can I get it to tighten up all the way enough to seal? I got a new washer on there. Fortunately, that was inside the van. That helps. So the question is, can I get it to... Oh man, it just got loose for some reason. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I think it's still going down. Yeah, it's still. It got like... Maybe it got past... It got into the area where the threads are stripped out now, I think. I think it was making threads above the old threads. And now it's into the area where the threads are stripped, so it's turning easier than it started out turning. But it's still got a pretty good grip. I still got a ways to go because the injector's moving around. It's not even tight. Well, wow, it tightened up. I don't know how tight it is. I don't have a torque wrench. And even if I did, like I said, I don't have a Allen head anyhow, so Allen socket. So now comes the question, can I get it to tighten up enough to seal and stop leaking? I don't know. It's definitely tight. Tighten up my fuel line. I don't want to leave it loose and have fuel spraying everywhere. Problems with that, so let me put my fuel line on. It doesn't really hurt anything if this bolt's this long, actually. And the washers that I use, by the way, the bolt is a 1/4 bolt. But the washers that I use, if I use 1/4 bolts, they wouldn't, or washers, they wouldn't fit. The washers are, they're a 3/16. See that? 3/16 washer. So if you do this, if you have to do this on the road, emergency or whatever, you need a 3/16 flat washer, not a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch is too big. It won't clear the injector. So I'm glad I got the smaller washers. I always like to get washers that fit snugly on the bolt. And a 1/4 inch washer is any washer you get that's the same size as the bolt, it's always sloppy. Now I'm going to take this extension that I have, and it's got a 3/16 socket on it that fits right over this Allen wrench. Now I'm going to crank down on this thing. I mean, it's like really tight. About as tight as I'm going to get it. Check these fuel lines. All right, they're good. Now I got to put the return line back in place. I got to put my electrical connector back in place. Okay. Got to get my clip for the electrical connector, or for the return line, and put it back in without dropping it and losing it. Come on. All right, Yes, looks like it is. Okay, I am going to put this wrench on here one more time, and I'm going to put my 1/4-inch drive extension on there, and I'm going to pull on it and see. I can't get it from there. Try to get it as tight as I possibly can get it. I'm flexing the Allen wrench. I'm flexing it. I can feel it flexing when I'm. That's about as tight as it's going to go. So if it don't work now, it ain't going to work. That's very tight. All right, now we have to cross our fingers and hope that that will hold. What do you guys think? You think it's going to hold? I have no idea. I wish I had a better... All right, guys. My phone shut off again because of the heat. Now's the moment of truth. I got it tightened as tight as I can possibly get it. The only other option I could have is I could go buy a Allen head sockets and try to get a little tighter with that. But I'm going to start it up and see what happens. So let's go. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Holy crap. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It worked. Holy crap. Check it out. It worked. Look, there's the mold. You can see it. See it? Woohoo! Okay, sorry, I didn't know if I was going or not. It worked. It's sealed up, so now we can drive it on all 5 cylinders. So there you go, guys. So if you have this problem, go buy yourself a 1/4-inch 20, and this is a 4-inch. If you can find a 3.5, it'd be better, and some 3/16 washers, and you can screw it into the head and it'll hold. I cannot believe this. This is amazing. Got it done. So now we can drive this thing home today and run it on all 5 cylinders, which is good. But I really didn't want to run it on 4. All right, guys. By the way, I'll show you real quick. Along with the purchase of this fine piece of machinery, I got all 4 brand new brake rotors in the box. He put new pads on it. This is 4-wheel disc brakes. I love it. He put pads on it. He couldn't get the rotors off. He gave me the new ones. I can have them. And this, believe it or not, is a add-on air conditioning, little air conditioning unit that goes right up there, because this van used to belong to Krispy Kreme, and they had to keep the back of the van cool so their donuts wouldn't melt. And this was in it when he bought it, and they took it out, and he's like, "Oh, you can have that too." So man, that's gonna be perfect to use. If I turn this thing into an RV, I can hook that up and hey, have air conditioning in the back of my RV. I love it. Wow, I cannot believe this worked. All right, trying to get the shady area so I don't get too hot. All right, guys, well, sometimes a little ingenuity makes things work. So, yeah, there you go. Got her fixed, now I can drive it home. Hope you enjoyed this video. And, well, I got myself a new van for $1,500 bucks. I love it. All right, guys. Well, I'm out. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I made it 1 mile to Menards and started doing it again. But what I'm thinking here is when I first started up and I wasn't doing it, it was cold. Now it's hot. So I stopped at Menards and I got a socket, an Allen head socket, and I'm going to try to tighten it up even more. Let's see what happens. I didn't do anything to it, I just... Alright, let me try to tighten this up and see if I can get it to tighten up. I don't know if I can or not. Wow. It was cold when I started it, and I had a feeling that I let it warm up, and everything moved and it was leaking. I was hoping when I tightened it back down again it would stay. And it may loosen itself up again, I don't know. About as tight as I can get it.
It amazes me when I see people do.
Alright, sorry guys. The guy I bought the van from pulled up right when I was getting ready to make this video, and I told him I was stranded. He came to help me, but as you saw, I tightened it up, and now it's not leaking again. I had a feeling that it's because it got hot and everything stretched out a little bit, so it started leaking, or it may have just vibrated, I don't know. But it's idling now, so when I put it under power driving down the road, it may do it again. I may have to stop several times before I get home and tighten it up again. So I'm going to put this inside the cab of the vehicle so I can reach it. So we're going to take off again, and we're going to hope for the best and see what happens. All right, guys, wish me luck. I hope I can make it 100 miles home. I don't want to drive on 4 cylinders. Oh, and it died on me. Driving down the road, it just absolutely died, cut off. I hope that doesn't happen again either, because that's kind of scary. So, all right, guys, I got to get going. If something happens again, I'll let you guys know. All right, talk to you later. Bye. All right, guys, I made it to the fuel station 4 miles up the road after I tightened it down, and it's not doing it again. So I'm hoping that I can make it home. I don't know, but I got to put fuel in it, and this thing has 300,000 miles on it, and I don't know what kind of maintenance has been done on it. So when I was at the store today, I bought this, and I'm going to dump the entire bottle in my fuel tank, because I don't know how clean those injectors are, but I'm going to dump this entire thing in there and then fill it up with fuel and run it. So we'll see what that happens. I will say this thing runs fantastic. It shifts fantastic. Just the little bit that I've driven it, the 5 miles I've driven it, I don't think the motor or the transmission have 300,000 miles on them. I got a feeling, this guy said when he bought it, it had about 150,000 on it. I got a feeling that before he bought it, there was some major work done on both the engine and the transmission, because it runs fantastic. Now, he did tell me that he changed the oil every, I think he said 7,000 or 6,000, and he changed the transmission fluid every 30,000. So that's a good thing. But so far, no problems. But I still got to drive 100 miles home. I haven't even left Springfield yet. I just stopped at the nearest gas station to fill it up. So let me do that, and then we're back on the road again. All right, guys. Wish me luck. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, guys. Here's an update for y'all. I have driven 37.2 miles, tightened down the injector clamp, and the noise stopped. And like I said, I think what happened was when I put it down, when I put it on and I tightened it down the first time, the engine was stone cold. So when I started it, it wasn't doing it. Well, then when it heated up and everything got, you know, loosened up a little bit, it was making the noise a little bit, not a lot. And when I put that socket on there, I mean, I turned it just an eighth of a turn and it stopped. Well, I turned it at least a quarter of a turn further past that, and I got it as tight as I could possibly get it. And I've driven 37 miles. It's not making any noise. And one thing I thought about, well, first of all, let me say this. I love this van. It is awesome. It runs great. It shifts great. It's got plenty of power. Some things he told me he did to it. He replaced both of the intercooler hoses. He put a new fan clutch on it, replaced all the radiator fluid, put a new AC compressor on it, and a new condenser on it. The AC is working right now. It isn't super cold, but it's working. It probably needs a little bit of a charge. What else did he do to it? Oh, everything works. The cruise control works. Right now it's running, idling in the Taco Bell parking lot. It's running right at 200 degrees, which is great. Out on the highway, it was right at that temperature, the whole problem, so it's not overheating. But I was thinking about this on the way here. So this vehicle, when he bought it, he had to peel a bunch of Krispy Kreme stickers off the side of it, okay? Because it belonged to Krispy Kreme donuts. Well, I've worked for companies before that had fleet vehicles, and they depend on their vehicles every day to get the job done. And they can't afford to have breakdowns. So their maintenance people, they maintain these vehicles meticulously. So before he bought this thing was maintained perfectly. Whatever needed to be done, matter of fact, they've got like schedules of certain things they do, whether it needs it or not, they just do it because they don't want it to break down on the road. Oil changes at a certain time, transmission services at a certain time, tune-ups, obviously this thing can't get a tune-up, but it probably had new injectors put in at a certain time. Oil, you know, everything was done on a schedule. Fuel filters done at certain times. So for the first, and he said when he bought it, it had right at 150,000 miles on it. So it's got 300,000 now. Well, I know for a fact, for the first 150,000 miles, it was maintained meticulously by Krispy Kreme because they don't want breakdowns just like most companies don't. I crawled underneath of it today when I got here, and the transmission does not have a speck of oil on it anywhere. It looks clean as a pin. I'm fairly certain that the transmission in this thing was new or almost new when he bought it. I can't prove that, but the way this thing runs and drives, and he told me that he changed the oil religiously every 30 to 35,000 miles. He would change the transmission fluid in it because he had a friend that had one of these, and he changed his transmission fluid every 30,000 miles, and he had over 500,000 miles on it, and the transmission was still going. So he changed it every 30,000 miles. He owned a flooring business, and he depended on this vehicle every day, just like Krispy Kreme did. So whenever something needed fixed, he fixed it. And obviously he didn't want to drive without air conditioning and broken hoses and, you know, overheating problems and all that. So whatever needed fixed, he fixed it. What's kind of cool, a Kenwood stereo. I don't know how well it works. It's a CD player. Kenwoods, there's nothing wrong with Kenwood. It's one of the best stereos on the market. But the stereo works. All the gauges work. Everything works on the dash. Even the cruise control right here works. Everything. It's great. I love it. It's got a cracked windshield. I'm going to have to replace the windshield. I don't know if it'll pass inspection because it's below my line of sight. So depending on who I take it to, if they want to be picky, they may say no, they may say yes. But if I got to get a new windshield put in, I'll put one in it. It's not a big deal. Some things I'm going to do to it. Now I will say this. The fix that I made today is not a permanent fix, okay? It's going to get me home, but once I get this thing home, I don't plan on driving it a whole lot. I'm probably going to end up pulling the whole valve cover off and taking it to a machine shop and have them clean the whole valve cover because it's got Black Death all over it. I'll have it hot tanked and have all that crap taken off of there. And while I've got it apart, I am going to make I'm probably going to put all new injectors in it because it's got 300,000 on it. From what I've heard, injectors last about 150,000. So if Krispy Kreme put new injectors in it at some point, then it's got another 150,000 on it. These injectors are probably going to go out pretty soon. It runs great, and they may be fine. I don't know, but if I'm gonna take the valve cover off, I'm gonna put all new injectors in it. I'm probably gonna put all new, what do you call them? Dadgummit. Jeez. The glow plugs, sorry. I'm gonna probably put all new glow plugs in it, and that way all that's done, so I don't have to worry about it. It does have a check engine. See that right there, check engine light? I don't know of the injector that was blowing fuel everywhere or not, but it might be, I don't know. But I know there's a certain tool you gotta have to check codes on this thing. So if you guys are watching this and you know what tool I need, you know what scanner I need, please comment below and let me know what scanner to buy, because I don't know. So if you could help me out there, I'd appreciate it. But I need to buy a scanner so I can check the codes on this thing. The nearest Mercedes dealership is like 150, 200 miles away from where I live. So that ain't gonna happen. I gotta maintain this thing myself, which I will do. That's not a problem. But when I get it home, I'm gonna change the oil. He told me he had 20,000 on the oil transmission change, so I'm probably not gonna do that right now. I am gonna change the rear end grease, but he told me he's never changed that. So it's got at least 150,000. I'm sure Krispy Kreme did maintain it and change it, but I'm gonna change that right away. And while I'm in there, I can check the gear so I know what the gear ratio of the rear end is. And then there's some spots of rust on it. I'm gonna try to get rid of those, cover those up, stop that rust from getting worse. The headlights are horrible on this thing. I'll polish those and get them cleaned up, or replace them with new ones. I don't know what, depends on the price of them. I don't know. But that's my plan at this point. I still got about those 70 miles to go to get home, so hopefully I can make it, but I am starving. I had one little tiny snack thing this morning at breakfast. It's now like 7 o'clock at night, and I haven't eaten anything all day long because I'm working on this thing. So, but I made it about 40 miles. Hopefully I can make it the rest of the way home. All right, guys, so that's the end of this video for now. I'll probably make another quick video when I get home, but I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys know these vehicles and there's anything you want to tell me about them, any pointers you want to give me, any things I need to check on them that are common problems with them, let me know. You know, I don't know what there is to check. I just bought it sight unseen and did a parking lot fix on the injector to get it home. And when I get it home, I got to tear it apart and see what it needs. So I may have to put a water pump on it. I may have to pull the oil pan off and seal that. I may need a timing chain. I don't know. Once I get it apart, I'll know. I'll look at the timing chain guides and I'll check all that. If it needs it, I'll put it in. No big deal. All right, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for helping me out here today. If there's anything I can do for you guys, let me know. But if there's anything you can do for me to tell me about this Sprinter, Dodge, Freightliner, whatever you want to call it, with a Mercedes engine, it's like a conglomeration of everything. The thing you can tell me about it, I'd appreciate it. Let me know. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, guys. It's 9:30 at night, and I made it home. 100 miles. Again, I don't know how long this parking lot or driveway fix is going to last, because it's not the correct way to do it, but it got me home. So, you know, if you get stuck in a situation like I did, you can do what I did until you get somewhere where you can do it right. But let's pop the hood and listen to this super smooth running engine. Let's see. I'm trying to find a light. Hold on. I am. Oh, sorry.
Where are you now, Didi?
Hold on, Irish.
Honey, where are you right now, your house?
Sorry, that's my wife, guys. Hold on. Trying to find a light so I can show you this thing. There we go. We made it home. She's running pretty smooth. I'm absolutely amazed that my little thing worked, but it did. So anyhow, there we go. We made it home in one piece. Now I stopped and bought some oven spray, so I'm gonna drown this thing in oven cleaner and soak it, and then I'm gonna power wash it tomorrow and do some other work on it too. So keep in touch, or stay tuned to my channel, I should say. Subscribe, it'd be great. And I'll start making videos on this Sprinter. I don't know that much about them, but I'm about to learn. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.